I hereby call to order the December 9th, 2024, Whitman Housing Authority meeting. This meeting is being recorded. Roll call. Michelle, are you here?
Here.
Terry, are you here?
Here.
And Patty McKay is excused because she is sick. Board review and vote to approve the minutes of the regular board meeting held on November 18th, 2024.
I make a motion to accept minutes from the board meeting of November 18th, 2024. Second.
Motion by Michelle, second by Terry to accept the minutes of the meeting for the regular board meeting November 18th, 2024. All in favor?
Aye.
Financial reports, November 2024 vouchers, October 2024 bank balances, October 2024 financial statements.
Does anyone have any questions?
Did you have anything you wanted to go over, Amy?
I think so. I think our financials, it's still, we're only in how many? Almost 6 months into the new fiscal year. And I know how the quote looks great. I mean, they're all close to, the 90%, to between 90 and 100. The state, we're in pretty good shape too. I think looking at the bank balances, look at the amount there for the state, the total, which is over 700,000. We've never been that high. I gotta figure out if we might owe some money to someone that I don't know about. Because $737,000. That's huge.
When we paid the contractor, do you remember the contractor that didn't get paid by a whole bunch of
Yep.
state people and then the check came in?
Yep.
Did we pay that back?
I think so. I'll have to look. I know. You know what? It came up when Steve was here last month. So,
It's the only thing I can think of that we.
but that was only 115,000.
Oh,
So I don't know. I got to talk to Carrie about this. She's out tomorrow, but I'll talk to her on Wednesday about it. But yeah, I mean, we look good. We do have
tractor
Yeah, that's the tractor.
for plowing.
Yep, that we had the board vote on. It's yeah, it's good. You know what? It does all the walkways and stuff like that. So the one that we had here was repaired. You can see that it was a couple $1,000,
Yeah.
I think, to be repaired. That one's going to Stetson, so they have it down there.
Oh, okay. It's like a bobcat.
I guess so. It's small. It's
Okay,
like
yeah.
a small plow.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to do the walkways and stuff at Stetson because
Excellent.
I don't know that we ever really had one down there or a good one anyway. So we had that one repaired for Stetson Terrace.
So I'll make a motion that we accept the financial reports, November 2024 vouchers, October 2024 bank balances, and October 2024 financial statements. Second motion.
Motion by Terry, second by Michelle to accept the financial reports A, B, and C. All in favor?
Aye.
Board vote following the recommendations of Rogue Engineering to award the Harvard Court Security Intercom Access Project to the lowest responding bidder, Apex. I just thought of every cartoon ever known. From Stoughton, Massachusetts, in the amount of $130,000.
It's amazing the difference in estimates, isn't it?
Yeah, and those ones are pretty close actually. We've had hundreds of thousands of dollars difference before, and some of them.
That's probably about the closest I've ever seen.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Oh, you'll see some, Terry.
37,000
Yeah, that's nothing.
higher.
Oh, and you'll see some. One person bids 87,000, and somebody else bids 525,000.
So we did, the architect, called all the references and they all had, they had good references. So I would like to be able to award that project to them tomorrow. If that's okay with the board.
Do we need Patty's vote?
We don't. We just need a quorum.
All right, I make a motion that we accept the recommendation of Rogue Engineering out of Apex out of Stoughton in the amount of $130,000.
I'll second the motion that we accept Apex Integration of Stoughton, estimate of $130,000.
Motion by Michelle, second by Terry. We hereby accept Apex out of Stoughton for the Harvard Court. Let me do this again. Harvard Court Security Intercom Access Project in the amount of $130,000. All in favor? Board vote to accept the following public housing notices. PHN 2024-22 Massachusetts State Aid Housing Program Property Boiler Machinist and Crime. I can talk, really, I can. PHN 2024-23 Aging in Place Turnover Guidelines.
Okay, so I will go over those. Yeah, so the,
I like some of the ideas.
Yeah, me too.
So the new property insurance rates have been determined with a 7.5% increase for the 2024 to 2025 policy period. The new program rate will be $345 per family unit and $292 per elderly unit. The deductible will remain at $9,000. The aging in place turnover guidelines. EOHLC will provide funding to local housing authorities to incorporate small adaptability upgrades during routine vacancy turnovers to assist residents to age in place, based on a formula which includes the calculation of 10% of the number of elderly units multiplied by 2,000. The amount of funding available to the Whitman Housing Authority on February 3rd, 2025 is $16,800. The funding should be used for any of the following: lever-style door handles, lever-style plumbing fixtures, high-rise toilets, grab bars, tub cuts, adjustable shower heads, enhanced lighting, and composite flooring. So we do new composite flooring in each vacant unit, so that will, that's a lot of money, $16,800. We have all our door handles on the outside are the lever, but the bathrooms and the bedroom doors are the round type. So John and I were talking, so that's something that he'll be wanting to do in vacant units. We have the high-rise toilets everywhere. We put grab bars whenever needed. All of them have grab bars, but we always add extra if someone asks for one. The tub cuts are pretty expensive. I think they're about $2,000, between $1,500 and $2,000. But to do that when a unit is vacant, or to do that as a reasonable accommodation, I would probably do that as a reasonable accommodation, so that the person that is living here already, who's having a lot of difficulty, that we would be able to do that for them, rather than a vacant unit, because we could get someone who's younger and, so anyway, so I think that we would do that as a reasonable accommodation using those funds. We did a couple at Harvard Court, I want to say, in the past year. And that works out really well for people that cannot step their foot over that tub.
I've seen one. It's beautiful. You'd never know it didn't come that way.
Yeah, yeah,
I like the flooring to replace the carpet with vinyl or composite flooring.
yeah. And so we do flooring like this in here. And, it looks nice. And then, the guys aren't ripping up carpet. And then, the carpeting's really expensive now. We used to have Martini.
And I think for the residents, it's easier to clean, and then you can just have area rugs.
Right. Get the area rugs, and if the area rugs, you get sick of them, you get rid of them and you get a new one. So,
Hardwood floor, so I like that.
yeah.
Yeah, that's nice.
So I know a lot of Stetson Terrace, I think, is covered up. So a lot of them were damaged looking. Is your floor looks good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, so that was a good surprise. So we don't have to do a revision to the capital plan. That money will be in there. Probably we'll have a fish number, and every time that we purchase something, like Kerry's going to be real careful about giving me the bills so that I can submit them for reimbursement. And John will be aware to tell us that, listen, I got this going on right now, the bill's gonna come, and, you know, this is to be used with that funding. So that was a nice surprise to get that.
I make a motion that we accept public housing notices PHN 2024-22, Mass State Aided Housing Referral from Property, Boiler, and Machinery and Crime Insurance, and PHN 2024-23, Aging in Place Turnover 5 years.
I'll second the motion. We accept public housing notice 2024, numbers 22 and number 23.
Motion by Michelle, second by Terry, that we accept the public housing notices 2024-22 and 2024-23. All in favor?
Aye.
Executive Director's report.
Okay, so, if we look under the elderly and family property section, on December 5th, Flight Alarm and Convergent Technologies were on site at Pine Circle to upgrade the fire alarm panel software and then test each and every device to be sure the panel recognizes the device in the exact location. So, after this was over, we found out that we just did this project, I think it was 7 years ago. We changed out all the CO detectors. It was very expensive. I want to say it was about $50,000. It was done under capital, with capital improvement funding. They are not 10 years old, and they are already failing. So it said, because we asked for 10-year, so it says it lasts up to 10 years.
Oh.
So anyway, so I just got a price from Flight Alarm, and I think he's about $26,000, and that does not include the software people. And so every time that they change a device, they have to wait 10 minutes for that to go to the software computer at the panel to make sure that it's coming up in, say, the living room of apartment 603 or something. So they can't go on and do the next one and the next one and the next one. They have to wait, otherwise it'll screw up that software. So they cost about $1,600 a day. I don't know how long that would take. Like I said, the price I got from John Flight would be just for his part of it. It wouldn't be the software side of it. So I'm working with RCAT on that now, because this is something that we have to do. And it's ridiculous that it didn't even last the 10 years. And to be truthful, 3 years early, that's
That's
awful.
awful.
Oh, these are hardwired combination units?
Yep. So we have separate smoke heat, and then we have CO. And the CO, the smoke and heat have been there for more than 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And they're okay. I mean, we have them in our capital plan to do it, but none of them are failing, really. And if you get one that fails, it's not $335 for that device. You know what I mean? That's what these are. These devices are
Just for the carbon monoxide?
yeah, it's carbon monoxide and something else. I can't remember, but it is not something that we planned on, and we were very disappointed to find out that these that in the long run, even though we said we want 10-year devices, that it was up to 10 years. So John said they could have been sitting on a shelf for 3 years, and then we got 7 years out of them. So and we have no way of knowing that. So
Can you inspect the new equipment before they install it, make sure that they're good?
yeah, but I don't know if we know how old it is. I don't know if we're going to see anywhere on that box how old it is when it was actually made. And how long it's been sitting on a shelf, I don't think we'd ever know that. We'd never know that information. So,
Is it the date on the merchandise?
I know the ones you buy, like Home Depot or Lowe's, the date is on there, because they're only good for so long and they have an expiration date. But we should be able to, like if we had a new one, call the manufacturer and say this is model number, serial number,
Yep.
Can you tell me when this was manufactured?
But we'd have to do that for.
That they get a
88.
fresh supply.
But if
right
they
from
all,
the
if they all
manufacturer.
match,
Yeah. They
I'll
would-
volunteer to call.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know, like I said, I don't know what we're gonna do right now. That wasn't in the plan because we thought
We just
had-
did it.
I know.
It
that's the
seems
thing.
like we just
That's the
did it.
thing. I think we did it. Yeah, it was 2017 or 17 or 18. So it was 7 years ago. So we didn't get the 10 years out of it.
But I'm serious. I will
Yeah.
call the manufacturer and ask when they were made.
Yep. Even Kate was furious. She was so mad too because we specifically said we wanted 10-year, and so
So
they
we
don't,
didn't have
they
to
don't really
do-
make 10-year. They make up to 10-year. So that's the wording they put in. So we're
So don't they guarantee it if it fails before 10?
nope,
No?
Because they wrote up to.
up to 10 years.
So it could die the next year, but it's up to, it could be good up to 10 years.
Yep. And not all of them, not all of them have failed. Some of them are. But if they all went in at the same time, they're all purchased at the same time, then,
But
we
John's right. We don't know how long they were sitting on the shelf.
nope, have no idea.
But is there a way to make sure that the contractor buys fresh product from the manufacturer?
Yeah, if someone sits there and calls the manufacturer and says, this is the model number, this is the serial number, when was it made?
I don't know that a contract is going to necessarily know how old they are if he goes into a store and buys them up. You know what I'm saying?
That's why I'm saying if he buys them directly from whatever the brand is.
Manufacturer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's not going to say, can you tell me the date these are made? Even though the ones we have at home, they have expiration dates.
The smoke and heat, there is expiration dates on them, not on the COs. And it wasn't on it before, and that's why we had to replace them before, because they were failing. And so we specifically said we wanted 10-year and up to 10 years. So, so it's a problem. And I would say if John Flight was saying about 27,000 for his side of it, I would say that it's probably going to be another 50 grand again of capital funds. So we'll see. We'll wait and see what happens. But it's not something that we can ignore. That's for sure.
So what is going on in the interim? You put in a battery monoxide device
So
if it's failed?
I'll have to ask him how many failed. I don't know that any of them actually 100% failed. They are coming up on. They come up on the software and will say that there's an issue with them. And it
Okay.
might say maintenance, so that means it's getting older and that it's time to start thinking about replacing it. I don't
Okay.
believe we have any that are not working. But when they turn the software on and it goes through every single loop, so it goes through every single device, it will say maintenance on the ones that are getting old. It will give you like that warning. So that's what we're looking at right now. If there was any that were not working at all, we would replace them immediately.
So they need two guys, one to stand at the device and one to stand at the panel and go, okay. Right.
Yeah. Usually, I think sometimes they have 3 guys, but now, like I said, if they change it out, then they got to stand there and wait 10 minutes before
Yeah.
they go to the next unit. So it's like labor-wise, it's very expensive.
Well, they could probably do 5 in an hour.
I don't know how many we have. There's 45. There's probably 45, and then that's in the tenants units, at least. We
And
get the hallways, the back stairwells, the front stairwells.
and you know a couple of them are going to not connect because it's just
Yeah.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah.
I know that Convergent charges, I don't know if I already said this, like $1,600 a day. And if it takes 2 days, that's,
For an 8-hour day?
I don't even know if it's 8 hours, to be truthful. Make good.
8-hour day, hour for lunch, 2 15-minute breaks.
And the problem is you can't find companies that do this on that stupid panel we have. That was the Mercedes-Benz of all fire alarm panels. And that was the architect or the engineer at the time put in for this Edwards panel. And that's what really has been the problem for us, is that it's proprietary, and so we can only use certain people that work on the software, and so that it ended up costing us a lot more money.
And it's still costing us a lot more money.
Yep. And it will until we replace it.
Well, we're gonna have to do what we have to do, but that's,
Yeah, it's ridiculous. I agree.
do I hear a motion to accept the executive director's report?
Make a motion, we accept executive director's report.
I'll second the motion, we accept the executive director's report.
Motion by Michelle, second by Terry to accept the executive director's report. All in favor?
Aye.
Correspondence, do we have any, ma'am?
Not this month, nope.
Ladies, do we have any new business?
I have something I want to ask about. Does that come under new business or open forum?
New business.
Okay. The parking at Stetson Terrace.
Yep.
At some point, could we get painting redone on the spaces and maybe a sign put up along the fence saying visitor parking?
Oh, there's no sign when you come in?
I didn't see one. It says
Alright.
no dogs and something.
Speed limit.
Speed, is that what it was?
Okay, visitor parking.
Doesn't say visitor parking.
So we have, the problem with the timing is that we have the underground wiring project,
That's
and
what I
we
thought.
have the underground, hoping to bid soon
Mm-hmm.
for the sewer line and lift. So they would be digging up.
Right.
So I definitely think that that's something we should do, but we'll probably should
If you
wait.
drafted that stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Just to bring it, it's, nobody's parking, very few visitors parking, and I don't want to complain, but
Where
I
do they
come home
park?
more nights in our spaces.
And then when you saw it,
And then, they're there for a long time. I don't know where they are. They're visiting somebody or whatever, and probably because of where I'm located.
yep,
They
I
love-
pull
they
into
love
your
mine.
spot, I pull into your
You
spot
can,
sometimes.
but, they love mine, and,
You can park wherever you want.
right. And I just thought, I can't see the numbers, and then I did look for signage, so I don't see where it says visitor parking along the side.
All right, we can definitely do that.
Just for down the road someday.
I can send out a phone message too. To Stetson Terrace people. Would you want me to do that? Just say, make sure that your guests
Right.
and visitor parking is, on the right coming into the property. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so I'll send a phone bite out too.
I'm not the only one, but they do tend to go right
Yep.
there.
Yep. Yours is the most convenient spot, I think.
That whole row is the most convenient
Yeah.
spot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else under new business? Open forum would be for anybody in the audience, but we don't have anybody tonight, so
I make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second the motion.
motion by Michelle, second by Terry. The meeting is hereby adjourned. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.